In our Money SOS series, we come to the rescue to help people achieve their financial goals, whether that's buying your own home or building your own business. There's also going to be some extra help today from Tina Hughes, a director at Yorkshire Building Society with over 15 years' experience in mortgage and savings. So let's meet Piyus and Sheena, both optometrists from Northampton. Sheena works part-time but has passion projects on the side. Piyus provides private tuition for future optometrists as they train. They're both very busy people, 2 kids, 2 businesses, part-time jobs, and I'm sure none of this was made any easier by having to do it all from home during a pandemic. That said, there's a couple of concerns that Piyus and Sheena have, specifically around their mortgage and savings, so let's see how we can help. So I'm so sorry to hear that you're dealing with some financial stress, but I'm here today to help. So can you just take me through your situation?
So we're actually both really lucky that we've been able to work through these tricky times. But one of the things that has been a little bit of a headache, that I'm sure it is with most people, is just our mortgage. So I'm not sure if that's something that you can help us with.
Is there a particular reason that for you personally, you're concerned about your mortgage? Because they can be, big, they can be confusing. So if we can narrow it down to your key concerns, I'm sure we can help.
I actually took out a 10-year fixed mortgage 2 years ago. So at the time it sounded like an amazing deal and it sounded great and I thought I'd fix it for the long term. But everything that's happened, it's actually not so great a deal now. I've also got 2 properties that we rent out locally, so I'm not too sure whether what the best option is really to go forward, whether it's to get another property to use that to pay off the mortgage or whether to do something else.
It sounds like the key for what you're trying to achieve is to prioritise and to balance these priorities accordingly. So if you can overpay, then that's fantastic to do so because it could be worth your while. But Tina from Yorkshire Building Society will give us some more detail on the options that may be available. So I'll hand over to Tina.
Probably a couple of things for you to consider. 2 years ago, you took a mortgage with a provider other than Yorkshire Building Society. And back then, rates were probably a lot higher than they are now. But when you took the mortgage out, I'm sure you were thinking about what was affordable and that stability of payment. So a 10-year product continues to give you that for the next 8 years. And it should just become more affordable for you, we hope, over the time, because hopefully your earnings are going to increase, which is fantastic. What you could think about doing, and it's all about doing your sums if you really think that that interest rate is too high, is you could think about leaving that product. There'll be sums you need to do on either side because there'll be an early repayment charge to leave and a cost to set up a new product. And if that's something you're comfortable doing, there's lots of tools out there to help you. If you're not comfortable, you could speak to a financial advisor or an independent mortgage advisor. They can help you with those sums. Overpaying, absolutely, as Gemma says, it will reduce your term. It means you pay less interest. But it is about balance because once you've overpaid, that money is then allocated against your mortgage. So it's not something you've then got for a rainy day, which is really important when you think about building financial resilience. So have a little look at the tools that are out there. There's lots of tools and calculators that can help you make those financial decisions. And hopefully that'll get you in the right space for your mortgage.
That sounds great. Definitely going to have a look at that.
Also, congratulations to you, Sheena, on being published. I think that's a massive achievement in any case, but doing it during a global pandemic.
It's been a lot of hard work and definitely a journey to go on, but yeah, I'm so thrilled with it. Thank you.
So you were interested in looking at what to do with the extra cash that you have right now?
I just want to make sure that any income or profits raised from that book is not just frittered away and we're investing it in a good place or just putting it back into the businesses. So I just wanted some guidance with that.
Absolutely. Savings accounts might not be as attractive as they were a few years ago, but it's still a pretty good tactic just to be able to keep your money out of the way so that you don't spend it and also so that hopefully it accumulates some form of interest. So it's always best to shop around for the best deals.
We understand it can be a good tactic to build financial resilience by saving regularly. If you have a little look at our YBS website, we have a page called Money MOT. It has helpful tips and hints and will help you figure out the best Yorkshire Building Society account for you.
Piyus, do you already have anything in terms of savings?
Yeah, so I've got a cash ISA at the minute. I'm not sure if I can have another one. It's quite tricky because interest rates are so low. So I'm not sure if that's the best way to save or it's actually better to overpay my mortgage. That makes more sense. So yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you.
Okay, so there's a couple of things to have a think about. So you can have a cash ISA or a stocks and shares ISA in each financial year. So that runs April to April. So you may be able to have another one, I guess, depending on when you took your first cash ISA out. Each year you can both save up to £20,000 tax-free. The thing to think about is if you've got historic cash ISAs, so you may have taken a different one each and every year with a different financial provider, is having a look at those interest rates, thinking about maybe consolidating those for a better interest rate or just making it easier to manage your money. You may want to find out if your ISA is flexible and will allow you to transfer it without losing the tax-free status. You can definitely speak to your ISA provider to find out more.
I also think it's very important to mention the fact that you have some charitable interests. Can you just tell me a little bit more about that?
So a couple of things we've been doing is, supporting schools because their fundraising has been lost. And I've also been supporting individuals by giving complimentary therapy sessions to those that can't afford it. But I just want to make sure that, I'm going about that in the right way as well.
So I've got a few hints and tips that hopefully should help you both to make the most of your donations. So if the charity that you're giving to asks for gift aid, they receive an extra 25% of that donation from the government, which is massive. So if you do donate to a charity, let's say by donating on your payroll, the amount you pay directly from your salary won't be taxed. So the charity gets the full amount. And there's a potential for corporation tax relief as well if you run your own company, as I know you do, Sheena. So basically, the corporation tax that your business pays is calculated on the profits made by the business that year.
Especially when you're giving to a cause that's so close to your heart, you want to know exactly where that money's going into. So that's great, thank you.
As a building society, it's fundamental to our heart and our core. For every saver, we can provide mortgages for our customers and members, which is absolutely fantastic. Small change, big difference scheme, and what that is it's the rounding of the interest that you would receive, and that goes to our charitable foundation, which does great work every year. And last year alone, we gave 95 million back to our members through reinvestment in savings interest.
So Piyus and Sheena, how are you both feeling?
Well, it's actually really good talking about these things. I know in this country, sometimes we feel uncomfortable about talking about money and finance, but it's actually really helped talking about it. Yeah, it makes us feel good.
Yeah, and for me, well-being is so important and central to everything I do. So, having that balance is key, and part of that balance is looking after your finances. So if you can support yourself with that, then you're not going to just support yourself, you're going to support the people around you as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that's great to hear, and it's been lovely meeting you, and thank you so much for sharing your experiences. And Tina, thank you so much for your help as well.
My pleasure. Glad we could help. Always happy to chat about these things.
Well, look, I think it's just a great reminder about how important it is to be talking about money so we can focus on taking the next right steps. So if you want any help or you feel like you could use some more information, please visit our website or social media pages to find out more. And also, Piyus and Sheena, please stay in touch. And if anyone's watching and would like our help, please drop us an email. Thank you very much.